Hey everyone, welcome to Quickscope Podcast, brought to you by Higher Passion Entertainment. We're your hosts, Eric, Serge, and Josh, and we're here to talk about our passion, video games. Recently, this weekend in San Diego, we finally got TwitchCon back, and I wanted to talk a little bit about TwitchCon, just because it's been, 3 years since the last TwitchCon here in the States? So it's a big deal. It's a big deal that it came back, and yeah, me being in San Diego, obviously we saw a lot of the events happening around town, but it's actually interesting to see that the biggest news out of TwitchCon weekend was actually people getting hurt during one of the events, one of the foam pits. Did you guys hear about this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I saw a couple videos too, so
oh, you saw there's a video out there?
yeah. The girl breaking her back.
Oh man,
She
that's
lands
devastating.
on her tailbone, so
Yeah, like it's crazy with those foam pits because like you guys know, like I worked at Sky Zone. A bunch of the guys
Yeah.
that are on the podcast used to work at Sky Zone, so I remember those foam pits. I remember having to fluff them up and stuff. I was looking through Twitter and I saw a couple of people complain about it, saying that the one that they had at TwitchCon might have been too shallow. Like some people would stand in it and it was only up to their knees. I was like, that's
Yeah.
kind of crazy if you think about it, because the foam pits I've seen are super deep, right?
Yeah, you
And
should be able to cover at least for your whole body. At
yeah,
least 6 feet.
and what they were doing for this event, I think it was kind of like a game where you try to knock each other off a platform, right? So even then, people aren't gonna pay attention. Some people might jump or try to dive into the foam pit when technically you're just supposed to fall or roll over into it. But I mean, a streamer getting hurt and breaking her back—that's a big deal. And I understand why it's technically the biggest news coming out of TwitchCon that someone got that badly injured. Because yeah, she broke her back, but there's other people online that are saying, "Oh yeah, my friend dislocated her knee. Like someone got a bum shoulder. Like it wasn't being taken care of properly." So that's kind of crazy to think, right? At an event like this.
right.
Yeah.
And I know she's probably gonna sue her or something like that. I mean, because it's probably
Oof.
gonna mess up her back for her life.
Well,
So,
and I think they said they had to sign a waiver, but I mean, yeah,
but
breaking
still,
your back is kind of a big one, especially it's foam. Like anybody in their right mind will jump into that without thinking they're gonna get hurt, right? Because
yeah,
it's just foam.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
like you said, the layers. If there's two pieces of foam, it's like jumping on an air mattress probably, and thinking it's gonna save you, and it doesn't. So, uh,
Yeah, dude, it being up to your knee, that is not okay.
yeah,
That's crazy.
you miss one block, and your butt, like you said, your tailbone's right on the ground, and you're screwed.
Yeah,
And
that's
back injuries don't go away.
mm-mm.
Sometimes they're for life. So, even the simplest back injury can be just for life.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Even with the waiver, there, I don't know if they're fully protected. I think the it was Lenovo and Intel or someone that were doing that event. So it's definitely
yeah, Lenovo.
yeah. I don't know who would get sued. I don't know if they would get sued for that or if it'd be TwitchCon itself,
It
the
wouldn't be TwitchCon wasn't like really affiliated with any of that.
no, they
So I
weren't.
think it'd be no,
Okay,
from what I was hearing from
Yeah.
everybody.
yeah.
So
That's probably gonna be whoever hosted that because
Or even the
TwitchCon has.
location. Yeah, it could come
yeah,
down to the location for not going through
I
the
mean, there should have
correct.
been someone. Someone had to approve that, right? Like, it's not just,
That's
"Oh, we're
true.
bringing the foam pit." Just, "Oh, yeah, just put it up," like, we're not even gonna look at it, make sure that it's safe. It's just
I
no
would
form
assume so.
of inspection or nothing. It's like,
I don't know, man. A lot of the stuff coming out of TwitchCon was it was kind of all over the place. It didn't seem
I I mean, what
very
do you expect? Twitch has been all over the place for a
that's
while
true.
now, so,
ever
With
since the drama, ever since like last month. So
yeah, with all the drama that's been
yeah,
happening. They kind of piled onto that drama a little bit more too. During one of the opening keynotes that they were doing, I I remember, I don't know who it was, but one of the head honchos, I think he's the guy in charge of monetization, basically doubled down and said that streamers they're gonna move the top streamers from a 70-30 split to a 50-50 split on subs now, And I mean, that's a big deal. That's a lot of money. That like losing
Right.
20% of your income. That's crazy. And like trying to see it from Twitch's perspective, like I understand it costs a lot of money to put up a service like that and to be able to stream it like around the world and just it I understand that it costs a lot of money, but I mean these are the subs that like people have earned, right?
Right.
And they're already like expect like some people like they expect to like hit these goals and to make a certain amount of money, and then they might make like further on investments and stuff. And I don't know, man, it's just like I you wouldn't see this in like in anything else. I feel like if we're talking even about like athletes with contracts, like you you can't just say, "Oh, we're changing the revenue split" without like a contract in place, right? Like they just this is what we're doing just because we need to be able to provide the service.
Yeah,
Right.
and then I think the bad part is Twitch not realizing that, without the streamers, Twitch is nothing. Without Twitch, the streamers they're not gonna be nothing. They can go to another platform. So you really have to, try to keep them. Like you're not the only person in town that can provide them a streaming service. They can just go
Mm,
to YouTube. They can go to Facebook. They can go to, they could be multi-streamer, multi-platform, just like Ninja. So
mm-hmm.
uh, Twitch is Twitch thinks they're impenetrable, and they're really not. So you need to be careful. Um, they could really, I mean, they're pissing people off, like you said, just without notice. Oh, we're going to take 20% of your revenue. It might not hurt the top dogs, but
It
instead
hurts
of
like this.
taking instead of taking your money, why not be innovative and try to figure out a way to do some form of like plan. So, oh, you can get three subs for the price of two, maybe monthly. There's monthly memberships, stuff like that. Twitch needs to
Yeah,
be innovative instead of just trying to take
yeah.
people's money
Or
just because.
smaller subs, like less than
Or
five
yeah,
dollars.
or different type of subs. I mean, they already have. Yeah, there's so many ways you can go about it to make revenue. You don't have to make revenue by stealing from your creators. That's just kind of
Yeah. And
pointless.
the crazy thing about it too is like the rewards that a viewer gets, someone like myself, like I'm subbing to a channel, the rewards that I get are provided by the content creator, right? Like they are the ones that provide like all the emotes and everything that I can do in chat and like we'll have a sub only chat. Like all that is provided by them. Like they decide how they treat their subscribers. And and then Twitch is gonna basically turn their back on the streamers and be like, "Well, yeah, you're providing also the value back to the subscriber, but now you're gonna get less of the money from that, right?" Like, I don't know, man. It's
The Yeah,
it's rough.
the ones providing the value are the other creators.
Yeah,
Yeah. And like Fiddle said, it's gonna affect like it doesn't really affect the big streamers because they make most of their money off of sponsors anyways.
yeah,
It just affects like the smaller streamers because like even if they're trying to get to that spot, they'll never be able to get there. So
yeah. And
yeah,
I mean, even thinking about like I don't know, like you saying like big streamers versus small streamers, like how much incentive do you now have to like get partnered on Twitch and to continue moving into that, right? Knowing that Twitch is kind of rolling back the funds. So
right.
yeah, that's tough. I don't like it. I think they can find a better way to do it. But it seemed like during TwitchCon they really doubled down on it. Have you guys seen what Asmongold has been doing lately though? He actually started streaming on a secondary channel.
Yeah, he's been doing that for a couple months now.
Yeah,
So
he's streaming on another channel, and some guy on YouTube actually like did the full calculation of like how much money he's making Twitch lose by streaming on a different channel because the subs went down on his main, and it's like around like $200,000 or something that Twitch has already lost because he just moved on to a different channel and is streaming from there instead. And it was like it's so weird that he can do that and like now Twitch is losing out all this money and yeah, so I find that like super interesting. But I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, I think Twitch will soon realize that the power really is in the streamer and the people who are subbing.
right.
Yeah.
And then I know like another streamer from YouTube, Ludwig. Like he
Oh,
said, like Twitch still has like the advantage, but once like the Twitch Prime goes away, then that's when people are gonna start jumping ship. They're
yeah,
gonna
which I
start
think
moving to YouTube.
it might go away soon. During that keynote, they were basically told that Amazon is telling Twitch that Twitch needs to be self-sufficient. So that to me sounds like we might take away the free sub, right? Like yes,
Right.
this free sub is still there, they still have it, but in the end, it sounds like if Amazon wants Twitch to be self-sufficient and not have to keep taking resources from Amazon, eventually it's gonna completely like they're gonna completely remove themselves. So maybe not on
Right.
the back end. Obviously, Twitch has to reside in AWS and all that, but it might work as a separate entity where they still have to pay for the resources from AWS to run. So that's I think it's really interesting when it comes to that dynamic. So we'll see what happens
Yeah.
there.
Twitch had such an advantage for that. And they're gonna slowly. I mean, I don't think they'll ever die, but from where Twitch was at some point, I think it's gonna. Um, you know, YouTube is eventually gonna catch up. Uh, like I said, Facebook has its own um, audience, so it's just Twitch is going down the wrong path, and they have been for a while. So I don't know who's running it over there, but they need to get off their high horse and fix it because they're gonna definitely be on the wrong side of this battle, I guess.
Yeah, man. And I mean, even speaking of the like Twitch versus YouTube battle, I think Josh, you mentioned that a bunch of YouTubers showed up to TwitchCon, right?
Right. Like Valkyrie showed up, Saikuno showed
Yeah,
up, and they had like bigger audience than the some of the Twitch streamers that were there. So
that's
like
great.
Foosly, who switched over recently, was there too.
Yeah,
There's just so many people on YouTube now.
I mean that's important too to make that distinction. Like they show up and they're just like creating these offsite events too, because obviously TwitchCon is happening at the convention center, and there's maybe like some little like offshoots of TwitchCon like at the surrounding hotels and the halls and stuff. But there's still like right across the street is the whole Gaslamp district and a bunch of other hotels where people can hold their own showings, their own like little meet and greets and yeah, like I had a couple friends that went and they're just taking pictures with like everyone they could find. And yeah, I saw them take pictures with a couple YouTubers. I'm like, it's really cool that they're there because they understand it's the same audience, right? Like people are gonna jump from Twitch to YouTube to follow their favorite content creators. So it's really cool to see that. And I think it's almost kind of a slap in the face for Twitch, but nonetheless, they're still streamers, right? Like it's still
Right.
it's all fanfare, really.
Right.
Yeah. Uh, and then you also brought up the big streamers or small streamers. How you said that the 70-30 split is really only gonna hurt the mid to smaller streamers versus the big streamers who have sponsorships. I think I think Twitch knows that and Twitch in the past kind of like treats certain streamers more special than others, right? And then at
Like
TwitchCon, Disguised Toast actually came out on one of his podcasts, I think, and he basically said, yeah, there's a partner lounge where like all the people that are partnered on Twitch can come and hang out. And he was saying how he gets annoyed by it though because people will come up to him and talk to him like, hey, look, we're both streamers, we're the same. And this guy still is like, but we're not the same. We're different. Like, I'm special. I'm better. And I mean, he straight up said that. I thought it was funny. Um, but he was basically saying that Twitch actually at TwitchCon provide an even more exclusive VIP lounge for those top streamers to be able to go and do their thing and hang out there. I thought that was interesting. I think I could see some like medium sized streamers kind of get upset at that because Twitch, I mean, they're gonna play favorites, right? And they have been playing that game for a while. I don't know how much YouTube does that, or if they even do. I mean,
Well,
it's a different company, but seeing it straight up come out of TwitchCon and Disguised admitting to it, and a bunch of other streamers basically saying, "Yeah, it's true." I think that's really interesting and kind of, I if I were trying to be like a prominent streamer, I would find that disheartening myself.
right.
Yeah, it can be disheartening, but I think the reason why they do that is definitely because I can imagine being a bigger streamer and being in a lounge where you're just trying to relax after you know meeting with fans for 3 hours,
Hmm.
and here comes a smallish streamer coming over to you. Hey man, can I get a picture? Can I do this and that? And it's like you're just trying to relax. So it's that fandom, even as a middle to small streamer, I think will never go if someone is still a fan of that streamer. I guess they're gonna go up to them and disturb them. I guess in a sense.
Yeah.
Um, so it's kind of I guess necessary, but who's distinguishing who's a medium sized streamer and who's a top streamer? Like that's
Probably
the question.
the
It's like
views.
that's like is there a threshold you have to pass? Or like
Yeah.
Like you need more
that's the
than
hard part.
10,000, more than 10,000 views,
Yeah, it's like
probably, or something
that's
like
the I
that.
think that's the bad part where it's like
You get
who's
it.
doing that work, who's choosing. So it's just kind of like
Yeah. You get a golden
eh,
ticket. You
yeah.
come on
So
in.
but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's necessary. Not necessary, but it at some point I think it can get a bit annoying to some
Yeah.
top streamers to have to be
And then I know
24/7.
you mentioned something about YouTube, like if they do something like that, but I don't think they have like their own conventions yet or anything for gaming.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
do know they have the 70-30 split because all of them have said they have 70-30 splits.
Yeah.
So that's more of an incentive for like some of the top streamers to move over too. So
Oh
because I
yeah,
like
if
Yeah,
they're
and
matched, why not?
and
yeah,
and YouTube. I mean, at the end of the day, with YouTube, you can make videos and promote your stream at the same time, basically, or vice versa. So you're gaining more on YouTube than you are on Twitch.
right. And they have like a feature once you finish streaming, it'll play like a new video if you uploaded it, it'll play right after you finish the stream. So you'll get more views on your YouTube videos too.
Yeah, so many other ways of revenue. You're not gonna get
Yeah.
revenue like that on Twitch. So
What I have noticed on YouTube though, a lot of streamers are actually like separating, like they're creating separate channels for different things, right? Like Nick Merckx, for example, or and Tim the Time Man too. They have their own like
Extension.
channels with just clips, right? And then they have another one that just has all their streams, like full on streams.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Merckx obviously he streams on Twitch, but and then I think Tim the Taiwan has one that's just his shorts, like YouTube shorts and like TikToks and stuff. And I think that's pretty funny and clever that he's doing
yeah, I
it
think
that
that's
way.
yeah, it's good because everyone has a different attention span. So some people
Yeah.
just like flipping through shorts, and some people like to sit there and watch a 20, 30 minute.
Yeah, I
And
think for a bigger creator like that, it makes sense to split it up
Yeah,
that way because then people can consume the content how they s- want to, right?
yeah, and I'm
right.
pretty sure they make more money that way because advertisers are probably more likely to advertise on a 30-minute video if they know that they're more than likely to be on that video instead of the 20-minute or the 20, 30 second short or
Yeah,
minute short. So
yeah,
Right, and I believe there's some streamers that they don't even keep VODs on their Twitch stream. They just record the video and upload it to YouTube. That way, because of the DMCA strikes and everything, it's way easier like on YouTube for YouTube to like recognize it, and then like they won't get as much in trouble if there's like any DMCA things or anything like that.
yeah.
Like YouTube has a little bit more control.
YouTube DMCA rules are actually work really well. They're really interesting. They're similar to like I don't know if you've ever like posted a reel or video on Instagram where when you post something with a certain audio, instead of like deleting your post or muting your post, it just attributes it to the correct audio, right? So then if you post like an hour long video and there's like a 2 minute song in there that's owned by I don't know, like Universal or something, and so what it'll do, it'll just attribute that portion of your video to Universal, and then it'll show in there, hey, like in your comments or in your description, it's gonna say that this song is being played in here, just to give credit to whoever created it. And you just like check mark yes, you're fine. Obviously, if it's like the whole video is just a song that's taken by someone, then they'll go through the review process, and you have to go through and either accept it or decline it and whatever. But it's just the process is so much better. With Twitch, they literally will go through and give you strikes, and then you're like, I remember a bunch of streamers had to delete like all their old content because they had no idea where a strike was coming from, and it's just it's insane.
And instead of going to every single one, they just deleted everything just
Yep.
to, yeah.
Yeah, just so they can be in the clear. But yeah, there's different ways of doing it. I think Google is doing the right thing with YouTube. I think they're slowly figuring it out. They have the tiered subs, also the like $1, $2, $3, and you can tip too. So I think that's really interesting that you can do that there.
You can
Yeah,
donate
they're gonna
to,
catch up. They're gonna catch up, and Twitch is not gonna have anything
yep, within the year or two.
any value really, and nothing different, nothing to differentiate themselves. Because what has Twitch really innovated? It's I feel like it's the same thing that it's the same exact Twitch for the last 5 years. So
Yeah.
seems like three years. So at least the pandemic.
Yeah. I think the most innovation I got like excited about was with the integration of like Twitch streams into games. Like I remember they had it with Hyperscape for a while, and then some other games where
Yeah.
like the chat can actually determine outcomes of the game and what's gonna
Hmm.
happen in game. I always thought that was really cool when they started integrating some
Yeah.
of that, but that just kind of like fell through the cracks.
Yeah. Where did it go? It's
Yeah,
like I mean, you gotta like you said, they gotta innovate something, or they're probably gonna get left behind because
yeah.
I don't think they have the resources. They can't compete with Google's resources, so
Hmm.
Google's gonna figure it out. I think they know that streaming is the not the future, but it's a medium that they need to follow along with YouTube, like
Yep.
video creating. Um,
Once they
so
find, yeah,
it's just
once they make it easier to find the YouTube streamers, then
yeah.
they'll be on
Yeah,
pretty on top.
the whole interface, the UI is just really
That's the only,
bad.
yeah,
It's
that's
really
the thing
bad
that
on
they
YouTube,
fix.
so they gotta fix that. But I mean, you know, one thing at a time.
Yeah, they got to make it like either maybe its own site or just like change the interface enough where yeah, make it easier to find the streamers. But yeah, I think they're slowly learning. They're making the right changes over time. Just YouTube takes forever to make changes. they,
Yeah,
they they
which I
can't
mean, it's
move
not a
at a
bad thing.
fast pace.
There's no need to
Yeah.
rush. I don't think you have to rush in this because it's not going anywhere. Um,
Right, I think they're
so
doing the right moves,
yeah,
signing the streamers first, and then I know like some of them like don't like the chat logs or anything, so they have like their own extensions. I think they use like, I forgot what it's called, like Truffle, I think it's called.
Hmm.
That I think Ludwig's mod created.
Oh yeah.
So and then all the streamers that move to YouTube are using that because it's like kind of like a Twitch chat where you can use
yeah,
emotes and everything like that.
yeah. You gotta realize. I mean, especially it's great for YouTube because if they sign it, say they sign it, say they sign Hassan. I don't know. Let's just say Hassan. They sign him, and maybe he starts creating more YouTube videos. They're gonna make revenue on his streams and his YouTube videos that he's gonna create more of. So
Hmm.
it's just, I think you have everything to gain. If I was a streamer, I'd definitely be on YouTube. Uh, just because you're gonna be there from the beginning, the forefront. Um, Twitch is just like I said,
Yep.
pick it up.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. With continuing with TwitchCon, uh, there's a couple things that came out from different streamers. I know there's man, TwitchCon was a mess. Amaranth was talking about how she started being stalked again, like while she was there. First of all, I mean, she understands who her fans are, right? Like she's a hot tub streamer. She knows the types of fans that she attracts, and and during the event, she actually agreed to like step on some of her
Yeah,
fans. I
and I
was
think she had
like,
a sign. I was like, I saw a picture of it. I was like, I think her sign said something. I couldn't read the sign, but it said something step. I was
yeah,
just like, I
freaking
mean,
ridiculous. Just
y- y-
yeah.
well,
So
yeah,
so that's ridiculous.
no,
But then that does not mean that she deserves to be stalked during TwitchCon.
No.
Nonetheless, she had to up her security. They said her cameraman actually like spotted the stalker like following her throughout TwitchCon, and it got like pretty problematic. So they had to get more security in there. But yeah, it's crazy that happened, man. Like, especially we talked about this before on the podcast about women streamers and how they have to like protect themselves so much, and just to not even be able to go to an event like this and feel safe. It sucks, but I think they really need to up their game with the security there. If a stalker was able to follow her long enough for her cameraman to figure out that she was being followed, that's kind of a problem, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
especially a
Twitch
streamer
kind
like
of
her.
a,
She's one of the biggest streamers on Twitch.
yeah, and it's like you expect that to happen to her.
Yeah.
Sadly, that's her and those hot tub streamers. That's probably going to happen to more likely than
Mhm.
other streamers. So you think Twitch would be like, oh yeah, we're going to require you. Maybe she has to pay for the security over to Twitch. I don't know how that works,
Yeah.
but at least advise her. Hey, I advise you to bring security or
Yeah.
so and so. We're going to provide you with security. It's just it's something that I think any right person would understand that that's probably going to happen.
Yep.
It's just mentally unstable people, and it's an open event. So
Yeah. I didn't actually hear much about any of the other events at TwitchCon. I think Josh, you mentioned Dream, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was kind of a mess. They were passing like one microphone, like across like 9 different people,
It was a panel, right?
answering one question. Right, it was a panel. Um, but it was so funny to watch. I mean, it was so interesting, but it was just a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
was it all
Um,
Minecraft streamers? Is
it
that
was all
why?
my, it was the Dream SMP.
Oh yeah, that's
So
why it
Yeah.
was awkward.
yeah,
I mean,
And then
and
it's a big deal because he's finally shown his face, right? There's a face reveal
right, there was
recently.
a face reveal, and then there's the first time he's been in public meeting fans. So I mean, that was like the big deal.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that was like the main reason why a lot of people like went to TwitchCon because he was gonna be there. So
and
and
so
then
much.
the room they had it in was very small, which is weird. I don't know. I mean, that should have been like on the main stage or something.
Yeah, that should
I
have
mean,
been like the hall, right? The hall is the big
Yeah,
ones. Because a
Is
lot of
Dream
people are
even
gonna
on
wanna.
Twitch?
Dream streams every once in a
Ah,
while, like probably once a month or something, if
I
that.
thought he was only on YouTube.
No, I've seen some of his streams before. Um, but yeah, but he said he's going to start doing a lot more content because he's been waiting to do his face reveal. That way he can start doing some of the content he's been like saving up. So I mean, we'll see what comes out of that. It'll be
Well,
interesting.
he's probably on hiatus after that was cheating scandal.
Oh, the cheating
Yeah,
scam.
Back,
the
or the
speed run.
whole speedrun cheating thing.
Everyone's
Yeah,
cheating. It's fine. Who is that
true.
streamer that got accused of cheating? Was
Oh,
The
it?
the chess
the whole,
streamer with the anal beads.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that one was like the biggest drama after the other drama.
yeah,
Uh,
the Warzone streamer. What's her name? Nadia.
Oh yeah,
yep,
Nadia.
And then Doug.
She's like,
Or,
I've been accused of cheating, and they're just milking it now too, though. Like
the whole
I
thing
saw
with
her, she came up on my TikTok, and she's like, I need to get like 50 kills like by the end of the day, and then you go to her stream, and everyone's trying to catch her cheating. And then there was I think it was Doctor Disrespect who mentioned something about cheating at an event, but he was just like, I forgot what he said, but it wasn't like specific to any one person. He's like, I can't believe like you guys had a cheater at your Call of Duty event and you didn't invite the 2 time. Like,
yep.
and he's
I
like,
saw that little
I
clip.
would have been there to stop it. And but he was saying it as a joke, and then he got like people were like, "Are you calling Nadia a cheater?" And he's like, I didn't call anyone out. I'm just saying like if there's a cheater there, I need to be there."
Yep.
Man, it's all over the place that cheating drama too.
Nick Merckx is a big event, right? I mean, he was supposed to be on Twitch.
Oh, it's true. He had his event offsite. I don't know where I don't know where they had it, but it had to have been right there in like downtown because a lot of people apparently were going like between there, the Nick Merckx event and TwitchCon for a while. So and yeah, and they had all the after party events, right?
Yep.
Like
That's
all
the
the
only thing I saw was the after party stuff. So
yeah, all the clubs right there. Like those that don't know, the convention center is right in front of like a strip of clubs and bars and they call it the Gaslamp District and all the like different groups are having their own like parties and stuff there. So literally you just walk out of TwitchCon and you go straight to the clubs. So it probably gets pretty intense. I heard a lot of jokes about people like, how's everyone's liver after this weekend?
oh, yeah.
Because yeah,
There's a lot of like tweets like after the first day,
yep,
like they're still drunk
yep,
when they woke up or something.
yeah, it gets crazy out there. It gets crazy. Uh, but man, I don't know. I think it's fun to have TwitchCon back after so long, after such a long hiatus, and I've seen, I saw like I said, a bunch of my friends went. They had a good time. They got to meet some of their favorite streamers. That's the big draw of TwitchCon, right? Getting to
Yeah.
actually the meet and greets. But overall, yeah, it was kind of a mess, man. I think they really need to work on it for next year. And I don't know, like if they can get even some like game developers to like reveal some like cool stuff during TwitchCon, like make it like a full on gaming event. I feel like Twitch is still trying to figure out what they are. Like we said, they have the like hot tub streamers and they have these gambling streams and all this other stuff going on. It's like if you would
Yeah.
make it a gaming event, just a gaming event, it would, I think it would pop off and it could get to that next level, right? But
I mean, you never know. I mean, they might go the complete opposite. You know, make it like a like Exotica event. You know, hot tub
Exotica.
streamer event, hot tub streamer event.
It's
So
like
you
a
never
Sin
know with them,
City
man.
event.
You never know.
Gambling
Twitch,
and hot tub streamers
Twitch will
only.
do it. Yeah, gambling. Yeah, there you go. Casino nights and stuff.
Well, no more gambling in a week or two.
They still have the
The poker.
no,
Yeah.
well, they'll have some gambling streams. They just need to be the correct ones, I guess.
Yeah.
I think I think my biggest problem still with the gambling streams is not necessarily like the gambling itself. It's just it's the like the sponsored gambling streams. I
Right.
think that bothers me even more so than just the gambling itself, right? Like obviously, like if people have a gambling problem, they need to stop. They need to see someone. Or, like I think the same thing about alcohol, right? Like it's good to have a drink, hang out with your boys and stuff, but if you're an alcoholic, you need to work on it. But when you're being sponsored to gamble and like they give you money and then you have a chat egging you on at the same time and I don't know, man. It's just that's scary. That's really scary
It's
to
a false
see.
representation because it's not really their money, right? So,
Yeah, that
I
too.
mean, that and if like I said, if they want to keep gambling street, maybe they should said no ads or you have to use your own money or something like that.
Yeah.
You can't be
So
using sponsored money.
yeah, but we'll see what happens there. I think Twitch should just stick to. I don't know. I like the just chats. I do like
Yeah.
those. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I like it
The
when they're just there
reacting.
talking to their chat and hanging out. Like that's actually pretty cool. But
The react content.
yeah, reacting and stuff like that.
React
That's fun.
Andes.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens with TwitchCon next year. I'm happy I did not spend the money to go. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, there's plenty more to do. Like outside, it sounds like more people had fun like in the outer region of TwitchCon than actually at TwitchCon.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Sure.
but yeah, and that sums it up for TwitchCon. I wanted to get into a new game that just came out. New in quotation marks. I'm wearing my Overwatch shirt. Overwatch 2 finally released last week. Yeah, this last week. And it was, speaking of messes, that was a mess. Dude, they got hit by 2 DDoS attacks. Um, the game was released. Was it like Wednesday? Technically, like
No, on Tuesday.
oh
Tuesday.
Tuesday
Yeah,
at
Tuesday.
12. I didn't
Yeah.
get to play it until Wednesday night because of the
Same.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I at 12, I turned on my PlayStation, my Xbox, and I'm trying to download it on whatever
Yeah.
system I can. And then it's just you get the server error, right? Because it's trying to link accounts and stuff like that. And then I ended up not playing on Tuesday, and then Wednesday I kept checking back, and eventually Wednesday night I got into like an 8,000 person queue or something, and eventually it got through, and I was able to get into a game. But man, that's crazy. Those queue times are insane. But the fact that they got hit by two DDoS attacks, it just I don't know. It feels like a typical Blizzard uh starting week,
Lunch.
right? A
Yeah.
typical Blizzard launch.
I
uh
guess the good thing is that like you said, it's a new game, but it's really Overwatch 1.5, right?
yeah,
2.0.
Overwatch 2.0, I guess, in a sense.
yeah,
So it wasn't really anything. Not that it's not special, but like no one was kind of in a rush. Oh, I gotta get on that game. Like it's pretty
yeah.
much the same game, with upgraded graphics, a few changes to heroes.
Yeah. I keep hitting up my
One,
homies from work that I know played Overwatch 1 so they can
yeah.
play Overwatch 2 and they won't
Hey,
download it. I was
oh,
like,
I think it's. I mean, we've been playing and it's fun.
yeah,
Oh, it's Overwatch. Oh, if you really like
yeah.
Overwatch, I mean, you're gonna like it.
What do you guys
Yeah,
think of the gameplay so far?
It's pretty good. I mean,
I mean, it's
I
it's Overwatch. So I mean,
yeah,
Overwatch 1 was good with the gameplay, so they
Yeah.
didn't really change too much, which they didn't have to. Um,
mm,
yeah, I mean, it still plays smooth, and I mean, it just takes a while to get a new map,
mm.
but
But yeah, I
other
think I
than
played
that,
about 15 games. It didn't get a new map for 15 games straight.
Jeez.
yeah.
It's like, man,
Are you guys
um,
going into only quick play or are you trying the competitive queues?
About the competitive, you have to win 50
Yeah.
yeah,
regular
you win
games before you
50.
go into competitive. So
Yeah, I think I'm like around 15 wins. So it'll probably take me another month to get
Wait,
by the
you
time I
have
even
to
play.
win 50
you have to
Win
win,
50.
not play. Win 50 games.
Yeah,
50 regular games
Regular. Yep.
to get into competitive?
Yep.
yeah.
Did mine just automatically go in?
I have no idea.
Oh, maybe if
Because I played
your account
Overwatch 1 a
ended.
lot, and my like all my skins and everything. That was the what I was most worried about too. I was like, I'm gonna lose all my skins. Like my account isn't gonna merge properly, and because I have like all the gold guns, and I have like even some like rare like Overwatch League skins and stuff. Like that I really wanted to be ported
Yeah.
over. So that was the thing I was like most worried about going into Overwatch 2 because the Overwatch 1 servers just cut out, right? They cut out Monday night, and so then
Maybe
with Tuesday, I was like, I hope it merges. So, but it did merge. Like I see all my
Oh,
skins there. So
so
maybe I haven't
maybe
checked. So
yeah, because as of yesterday, our merger didn't go through yet. So
okay,
maybe once your merger goes through, then maybe
yeah,
you're allowed to play. Yeah, because I mean, just like you, I have pretty much like all the
yeah,
gold guns and all that stuff. So
yeah.
I hope all that stays.
The
yeah. Because
the
I checked
Um,
yesterday, but I didn't check to see if I had ranked unlocked, but my account merged. So maybe that's
okay.
why.
I think that was probably the key that you need so you can get into competitive, so you can have
mm,
the 50 wins or whatever. Because the count merge, it also gives you a queue, right? I think when mine I was like 90,000th something.
yeah, yeah.
It was like
Mine's at
we'll
like
get
forty
Four.
to it.
thousand. Yeah.
But we're like oh
That was 400,000.
four. Gee.
Yeah. Took like 2 days.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they have to actually go through and make sure the merge is done properly. I guess they can't be there can't be like people doing that merge by hand.
Someone's
That
inputting it by hand.
Like
yeah,
a rope.
I don't believe it, but
Maybe they're just not
I'm
trying to overrun their servers.
I know, but if you look at like I was following one of the developers on Twitter, and he like after day two, they're like, we're gonna be pulling an all nighter today, and we're gonna get this done, and I'm like, dude, these guys. I bet these guys have been working just like 48 hours straight, just trying to
Yeah,
fix this game.
which I mean, at least they're doing that right, and they're not making excuses. They're just we're
Yeah,
gonna fix it. Stuff can't go right 24. for every single game. Stuff's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
But I think
So
it's crazy how, for me at least, the beta went so smooth and like everything was fine, and then this launches and bam, everything shit
I think
hits
that
the
happens
fan.
as most
I think
games.
it's server side and stuff like that, rather
Yeah.
than an unfinished game like Cyberpunk, 2077.
Right.
Sure.
And they got DDoS. I mean,
Yeah,
right after
DDoS
the
sucks. Yeah.
yeah, but right after that, I mean, it's been pretty smooth. I don't have any more queue times or anything,
The,
so
u- the
they should
user
have
interface
Yeah.
is
yeah.
amazing. The user interface is amazing. They kept it simplistic. They didn't change a lot, which is always the bad thing about a second game. Everybody wants to change every single thing that they think they need to change. And it's like, just keep what people like there and tweak some small stuff. You don't need to go drastic and add boosts like Modern War, like was it Advanced Warfare did, and change the whole gameplay of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Or you don't have to change everything. People want to play Overwatch. I think people just needed maybe a break from Overwatch. Overwatch 2 is not going to come out and be the best game of the year, but I think it gives Overwatch fans something new to play, and
Yeah.
um, you know, Overwatch League is probably, I don't know, are they going to continue that? Is it still rolling
I'm
over?
pretty sure they will.
I think
But
they will. Yeah.
probably once everything's like probably not like the
Yeah,
first 2 months, but maybe like the third month.
because I mean, the Overwatch League was huge. It's,
Yeah.
it's it's probably one of the bigger competitive, still big competitive games, along with the league and a few others. So
Yeah,
Rocket
and it
League.
was fun. The
yeah,
Overwatch thing was fun to watch. Um, I think it's, as far as gameplay goes, I mean, there was a major change, right? They changed it to one tank only,
yeah, that
and
maybe, yeah,
but I personally I think it's a really cool change. It
yeah,
it makes it way faster paced game,
hmm
and they did buff the tanks. Like the tanks are even tankier now,
yeah. I
and
mean, now you don't have to deal with a Reinhardt shield and a freaking Orisa shield right in your
yeah,
face
both.
24/7. So it's one or the other
Yeah,
now. So it's
and
just
I enjoy the fast pace. I typically play support, and I used to flex on tank too, but now like, especially because I'm trying to get in as many games as I can at the end of the day, right? Like I have stuff to do during the day, so I just go for support just because the queue time's faster.
yeah,
But I'll click on the like tank just to see if they'll put me in a game as tank. And
mhm,
I actually played tank a couple times, and I mean, firstly, there's so much pressure now as a tank because you're the only tank,
yeah.
and you
Only
can't
protection.
like there's no such thing as like a flex tank anymore. Like even if
Yeah,
you're like diva or roadhog, you need to be in front of your team tanking everything.
yeah,
But there's also like it's just a different play style, and that I really enjoy. Like there's more movement. I think it involves more teamwork. Honestly, I think it
yeah,
involves more communication. The games that I've been in where people are mic'd up are running much smoother than they did in Overwatch One. I'll say that much. I think it's been really helpful
yeah,
to play with just a team of five instead of a team of six, and then the changes they've made I think have overall improved the game. I know a lot of
mhm,
people are still like to complain, and there's been people complaining about Overwatch 2. But personally, I think the people complaining about Overwatch 2 just don't understand the correct way to play the game. And I think that's like there might be a lot of people that are getting into it now because it's free, so they don't have to pay for it. So they're like, hey, let me try this game. I've heard about it, and they're still kind of confused about like the different heroes and how how you have to work as a team, how the different
yeah,
specials work with one another, and all that. Like I think people are still trying to figure that stuff out, and you can see it in the games. You can see it in a lot of games that, especially with quick play, you can tell some people are still trying to figure out their characters, which is fine. It's gonna take a long time for people to start to figure that out. But overall, my opinion on the launch is it the launch itself was rough for like the first 2-3 days, but I think the game is in a really good place right now. I think
yeah,
it'll lend itself to streamers once again. So I saw a lot of old streamers that I hadn't seen play Overwatch in a while play again, and they seem to be enjoying it. So I think that's cool. hopefully Overwatch League continues doing well, and I want to see I want to see this game grow. Like I was a day one Overwatch 1 player, and I really enjoyed that game. I was super excited about it, and I played it for years. And the last 2-3 years, I didn't play it as much, but then now Overwatch 2, I could see myself playing a lot more. And yeah, I think overall it's a pretty positive experience. Once I got into a game.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
I agree. Like you said, the ones that are complaining are the ones that don't understand that it's a completely 100% team game. If your fifth person is bad, you're probably gonna lose. You can't carrying in that game is very hard. So it's you can do it, but it's a very team oriented game. So it forces people to work together and it forces people to communicate. That was a lot of times the downfall of Overwatch was toxicness, because if one player on your team was messing up, everybody on the rest of the team would
Yeah.
dwell on them and talk shit to him in chat, and you know it was just a toxic environment. So maybe that'll go away, and people can actually enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Hope so. I hope the toxicity goes away, but I have my doubts.
True. I
Right.
mean, it hasn't gone away in League either, so it's just part of gaming, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
And then I know we're almost done with the Overwatch talk,
No,
but
it's fine.
I know some streamers. I know they had Twitch drops right now for like the next week, so you can get like free skin. I think for that new character. I
Oh,
forgot
dope.
what her name is, and then so I mean, might want to watch some streams on Twitch.
Get
But
those
yeah,
drops. Yeah, make sure to link your battle pass account to Twitch.
I
yeah,
don't know.
Get those. Yeah.
Battle.net, I think.
Yeah, the Overwatch has always done. I mean, Blizzard in general has always done a really good job at doing those drops. Like I have a pretty cool Roadhog skin that he's the the butcher from Diablo, and I got that from a drop on Twitch, and honestly, it's probably my favorite skin for Roadhog in Overwatch. And then I have the uh a StarCraft skin for Widowmaker too. Like yeah, they're pretty cool, especially like me as a Blizzard fan. Like I've played all those games like World of Warcraft. You guys know I play Hearthstone, so uh, just seeing that crossover and being able to get those free skins. I mean, it's fun. It just adds to the customization of the game, right? But yeah. Um so yeah, that's Overwatch 2. Free to play. So make sure you guys go and download that cuz I'm having fun playing it, and I think you guys can have a lot of fun with it too. Uh Up next, we actually want to do just a fun little topic. In the spirit of Halloween, we're gonna have some fun Halloween topics throughout the next few podcasts. The first one, and we can tie this into our recommendations for the week. Also, we'll call this a recommendation for the month. It's the what's the scariest game you've ever played, and and so what scary game would you recommend?
I don't really find like scary games to be really that scary, but I think the only ones that made me like pop up is probably like BioShock. But BioShock's not really
Bioshock?
a scary game. Yeah, because sometimes like the enemies like creep up on you and then you just turn around and they're like right in your face. But
Just
at
because of
first like
like
when I
the
played the
jump scares and stuff?
right, right. So BioShock came to mind. But I mean I don't really play or I played scary games. I don't feel like they're too scary. Like I played Layers of Fear, wasn't really that scary. Just a whole bunch of like jump scares.
Layers of Fear?
But
You didn't find
yeah,
it scary? I would not play that game because I thought it'd be too scary, and I would just watch people play it online because I'm like I can't do that.
yeah, because there's not really an enemy in that game. It's just like jump scare, like boom, it just pops up like
Yeah,
so. It like if something's like I don't know. Even when I watch scary movies, I don't feel like I really get scared. Just the jump scares when it's like loud.
okay,
That's what people think is scary
muy
now.
chingon.
Yeah. So um
So Josh
I
doesn't
get, I
get
get,
scared. All right.
I get Josh choosing Bioshock. Man, Bioshock can be a little creepy in a sense sometimes. Those I forget what they're called.
Yeah, There is an
And
uneasiness with it when you're playing
it's
through the
it's just
Bioshock
really
games.
creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the first
And
game, very first game.
yeah, I forget they're called splicers. I think they're splicers. They're
Slices, yeah.
creepy. Yeah. So I completely get that. The little sisters are creepy. Um, so
Oh
it
yeah.
definitely gives me chills sometimes playing that game. But for me, I'd probably my I guess scariest game. Phasmophobia is a pretty good one
Oh,
because
that's a good
it
one.
definitely makes my skin crawl every time I play it. Um, but yeah, I guess Dead Space would be another one I'd probably say as
Oh,
well.
Yep.
Dead Space. That one
Yeah,
has jump scares too.
yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
So I
I
mean, it jump scares really. There's no really like scary game that I guess I Resident. Some of the Resident Evils can also be kind of
yeah.
scary as well.
Yeah, Dead Space is on Game Pass. Like,
Yeah.
if you guys have not Dead Dead Space, you should definitely play it, especially because it's on Game Pass. In the spirit of Halloween, go and play it. That yeah, dude, and that the ending for the first one, it was one of my favorite video game endings ever. Like it was so well done, well executed, and that was just like a complete like story, right? Like
Yep.
Yeah.
from start to finish, it was just really well done game, and I enjoyed that one a lot. Um, but yeah, there was Dead Space. You saying jump scares? I don't know why it reminded me of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yep.
But that game is literally just one big jump scare at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
end.
You wait for
Yeah.
the whole time just to get to that, huh?
But people consider that a scary game, so
It's a,
which technically it is. Yeah.
yeah,
That's what it falls under.
yeah. But
Yeah,
I guess a scary game doesn't have to be scary the whole way through. You know, like you said, Bioshock is not really a scary movie, but or a scary game, but there are scary elements to it,
Parts.
so
Yeah.
parts
yeah.
to it. Yeah.
I don't know. Five Nights at Freddy's though, it was like having your like battery run out and all that stuff. Like it
Mm.
was pretty scary. It made me very anxious. I was very
Anxiety.
anxious
Yeah.
playing that game. Can't do that one anymore. I remember a lot of people were playing it too though, like on mobile and everything. And it's such a
Mm.
funny story how that game even came about, right? Like, I don't know if you guys knew the original creator of the game was like making like kids games or something, or
Mm.
like even like Bible story games, like stuff like that. And he had like animatronics in the game, and all the reviews would be like that his animations were too creepy to be a children's game, and all the reviews kept saying like it was creepy, we couldn't play it, it was bad. And then eventually he's like, well, if I only know how to animate creepy characters, I'll just make a creepy video game.
That is
And it blew
genius.
up.
Yep.
See that's the kind of genius that people need to like follow. Like you don't always have to change your thing to kind of fit everybody else's like style. You
Yeah.
already had a style and just adapted
Yeah.
to make it
He
your
made it
own.
work. So yeah,
That's
then
crazy.
that's Five Nights at Freddy's. That's a good one. I don't even know where to play that anymore. I haven't
I think
seen.
it's on yeah, it's big on
On
Yeah.
mobile. I think
mobile,
There
so
there
yeah.
were a bunch of sequels to that game too though, right?
Yeah, I think there was one recently came. I think one of my
there is
'cause
a
I work
third
at
person one where you could walk around.
A
yeah.
third person one?
Not third person, first person. My bad.
Oh,
I
first
think one
person.
recently came out this year. I think if I'm not
Yeah, it
mistaken.
was a first person one where you could walk around.
Uh,
You can get inside one of the animatronics. I
oh yeah,
forgot.
yeah.
I think
Mhm.
Freddy. You can get inside Freddy.
I
And
think I
walk
saw
around.
seeing a few other people playing.
Right. Yeah, it was big when it came out. Like all the streamers are playing it, pretty much.
Mm.
But it was interesting.
I'll look that one up. One that I've played a lot with my friends. I'm kind of with you on this though, Josh. It's not really a scary game, but it's Dead by Daylight,
Yep.
Yeah,
and that yeah, it's not really a scary game. That's pretty much an action game, right? Where you're just
yeah.
trying to run away from the monster or whomever's trying to kill you, and
Yeah.
it's just in the spirit of Halloween and slasher thriller films. Like that's what it's made. But yeah,
And
I don't
sometimes you
think.
get jump scared, but
Yeah, I think that was probably my most played quote unquote scary game. But
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, it didn't really scare me. I mean, it's more of like once they start chasing you and you're running away, and it's me and my friends, so we're all just laughing at each other because we're getting chased and we're gonna get killed.
Mhm.
But I,
Oh, but you know what? You know what's actually the scariest? I'd say the scariest moment in a game is when you run into the witch in Left 4 Dead. 1.
Oh, in Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, on that first map when you run into that witch in that closet.
When you experience it the first time,
Oh, when you experienced it
Yeah,
the first time, holy
that
just
was
man!
starts
scary.
running
I
at you.
pissed my pants the first time I saw that
Yup.
thing, man. Yeah,
No, that's a good one. That's
good
a really
times,
good
man.
one. But I think one of the like scarier games that I played actually recently, and actually like scary and kind of going along with what you said with Bioshock, like it was really creepy, is Little Nightmares.
Yeah.
Little Nightmares
Again,
1 and 2.
Mhm.
Those games are so well made, like, and it just is like a really cool story, and you just because you're a little kid, it almost feels like I'm controlling the little kid. I need to save this character
Yeah.
and just like running away from like the dude in the woods with the shotgun and or from the well, I forgot her name, but it was like a monster that's like the snake and like
the
going
long
through all,
head,
yeah,
yeah, or
the long
long
head,
neck,
like
yeah,
dude, like those that was so creepy, and I think that was probably one of the more clever scary games that I've played too. Is just like trying to figure out the different puzzles and getting through the story. And
yeah.
then Little
Those are
Nightmare
good games.
and then Little Nightmare 2 just goes on top of it, and the ending to that one is just
You're
like
like, what?
yeah, it's just amazing. So I think Little Nightmares 1 is actually free to play on PlayStation if you have the PlayStation Plus Essentials. I don't know if they're on Game Pass or not, but even
They're
then, they
not.
shouldn't be too much. They've been out for a while now, a couple years. So they're two games that I would definitely uh, recommend playing for Halloween. Uh, yeah, Little Nightmares 1 and 2, and yeah, so that sums up our recommendations for the week. Make sure to catch our next few episodes. We're going to talk a little bit more about Halloween and have some other Halloween topics. And then make sure you're catching up with all of our other podcasts. Cut the Film came back, so we got the guys on there talking about latest movies and shows. Obviously, tune into Sports Dogs right now. I think this is one of my favorite times in sports. Uh,
Yeah.
we got the football season, we got baseball postseason, and then basketball preseason. Everyone's talking about I think in a week or two, 8 days, basketball season starts. So yeah, like there's a lot going on right now for the
Yeah, it's the
sports
best
talks to
time
talk about.
for
Yeah.
sports,
So
for sure.
so it's fun. It's fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun on those. And yeah, make sure you're catching all those. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let us know what other topics you want us to talk about. And GG's.
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 Yeah.